Alright, so a few days ago when I was in a public game, someone asked this question, and I I was I don't know. I just I felt I don't know what I felt. I don't know. It made me want to do this video, Like instead of making fun of this guy, Lance, instead of making fun of him, I decided to make I'm making this video just to help those people that don't understand the critical perks, which is why I'm making this video. That's what I fucking said. So that's it. I'm just gonna start the video. All right. So the first perk is critical plus. All critical plus does is just increase the damage of your critical shots. The usual multiplier is 3 times, but this obviously increases it much higher. So you just do more damage. The next perk is concealed carry. So I'll keep this really simple. All that matters is if your weapon weighs 0 to 3 weight. Like that's all that matters. That's all that matters. If your weapon weighs 0 to 3, you gain that critical damage, that critical chance that you're supposed to get. The only thing that matters is the weight of your current weapon. It's it either has to be 0, 1, 2, or 3. If you're carrying anything else like bait, bombs, or gear, or another weapon, it doesn't affect it. It doesn't affect your current. It doesn't affect the perk. Like I'll show like I'll probably make something and then show it on the screen, like to better explain it. The next perk is Ravage, whatever. All this does is just increase your critical chance and attack speed for melee weapons. That's all it does. Not for your guns, melee weapons. That's it. That's all it does. The next perk is Unlucky Shot. This is also another perk that is like easy to understand, but it's like kind of hard for me to explain. But again, all that matters is that if you basically just need 20% critical chance on your weapon. So if you have a 20% critical chance on your weapon and you fail to hit a critical shot, or the shot that you shoot isn't a critical isn't a critical shot, then it basically just adds extra critical chance to your weapon, so it's easier to hit a critical. Like again, I'll I will show something. I'll show you something on the screen so you understand it. The next perk is Avenger. All this perk does is just give you 100% critical chance when a teammate dies. And no, this doesn't work if they reset or blow themselves up with like implosion or something. They have to die from a zombie in order for this to work. The next perk is Riflemen. Another simple perk. It just increases your critical chance for your single shot rifles. The next perk is critical speed. So with critical speed, there's like this new thing where like there's like a meter. Once you start moving, it shows like a little momentum bar on the bottom. Like I'll show it. I'll show you like a screenshot or something. But basically that meter fills up the faster you move. The more it fills up, the more critical chance you get. The next perk is critical shock, which in my opinion it's probably like one of the best perks in the game. So all this perk does is just whenever you hit a critical shot, it just basically chains to the other zombies nearby. And the cooldown depends on the attack speed of your weapon. For example, if you have the P90, the cooldown will be really, really short, like 2.5 seconds. So you could constantly hit those critical shock chains, But for slow guns like the AWM, like like the cooldown for that is really really slow, like 8 seconds. Which in my opinion, I would never use critical shock. I mean, I guess I would. I don't know. I don't know. What I'm basically trying to say is that I prefer it on the SMGs or assault rifles. I wouldn't really use it with a sniper, even though I do in some of my videos. But either way, try it out. You might like it. It's one of the best perks in my opinion. It truly is. The next perk is Headbreaker. Basically, just imagine Headbreaker as a critical hit for your critical hit. It basically just adds more damage. You know, it's like, how do I say this? What am I even trying to say? I mean, it says right there, double critical damage. It's basically just a critical hit for your critical hit. The next perk is Shadow Strike. So with Shadow Strike, as long as you're invisible for 2.5 seconds, either with the Ghost perk, what else? The smoke bombs. As long as you're invisible for 2.5 seconds, then once you break out of that invisibility, you gain 100% critical chance for a few seconds. The next perk is Elusive Strike. This one's kind of similar to the previous one. So as long as you're not being targeted by anything, by zombie, anything, as long as you're not being targeted, you gain, critical chance. The next perk is Critical Engineer. So with every 15th kill, you gain 100% critical chance for a few seconds. But only with equipment. So like turrets, grenades, deploy anything that isn't a gun or a melee weapon. Every 15th kill, you gain 100% critical chance. The next perk is Critical Exposure. So with this perk, after you hit a zombie with a critical hit, they'll take more damage for the next hit. Even if it's not a critical hit, they'll take more damage. Next perk is Open Carry. Imagine this perk like Critical Plus, but with every one weight of your weapon, it increases the critical damage of your weapon. The next perk is Arm Breaker. So with Arm Breaker, this will decrease the direct damage from the zombies against you. So this does not include flamers, electric zombies, boomers, what else, annihilators, any of that, since that's obviously not direct hit. So anything that's direct, then you'll take reduced damage from them after you hit a critical shot on them for a few seconds, obviously. The next perk is Critical Heal. All Critical Heal does is just heal you after you hit a critical hit. That's all it does. The next perk is Leg Breaker. It's another simple perk. It just slows enemies down after you hit them with a critical hit. The next perk is Back Breaker. It's, again, another simple perk. A lot of these are really simple. All this does is just knock the zombies back as soon as when you hit them with the critical hit. That's all it does. This is the last perk, and all it does is just, it's simple. All it does is just increase your damage not damage. All it does is okay, look. Okay, so all it does is just increase your critical money you gain after you hit a zombie with a critical hit. So you'll gain more money from a critical hit. I'm sure you're not that stupid to understand this. I know you're not that stupid. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you understand this perk. It's not that hard. It really isn't. It just increases your money you gain from critical hits. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video because I know there are some people that don't understand this, and well, obviously I don't think there's a single video of someone explaining the critical perks. At least that's from what I know. So since no one's gonna do it, I want to do it, or I kind of have to, so you guys don't look stupid and when you're playing public games, So I'm hoping this video helped. I know I'm in my truck, so I sound kind of stupid. I don't know how. I know I sound weird, but I'm sure that doesn't matter. I'm just hoping this video helped you in some way, or in any way. I don't care. I'm just hoping it helped you. So yeah, that's it for this video. I don't know, subscribe or something.